What's up guys? I thought I'd make a video just showing you exactly what my favorite lures are for winter fishing. Now I think a lot of you don't go fishing in the winter, or maybe you do, I don't know. But winter's a really good time to hit some big fish. It really is. You may not catch 10 or 20 or 50 fish like you would in the summer, or post-spawn or pre-spawn, but you're going to catch bigger fish if you can find them. So I'm not going to focus too much on how to find the fish, because that's, I'll leave that for the guys with the giant fish finders and 55-inch screens on their boat. I'm just going to show you what lures I like to use in winter. Now the first one is, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys know this, I don't know if this will focus, maybe, I don't know, there we go. So this is a Rapala fat wrap. Now it's a fairly deep, that's my wife. I did forget that. Okay, where were we? Yeah, so fat wrap, Rapala fat wrap. This one's got some nice chrome on it, and I believe it mimics, like a little blue coper or, mudfish or something like that. Any kind of bait fish that we have in this country. And then another one, this is a Norman, I cannot remember what size, I really don't know. All I know is it dives very deep. You can see it's got a nice fat bill on there. This color for me is quite nice because we have yellowfish, we have canary kerper, we've got flay kerper in our dams. So this color with the orange, the yellow, it's not focusing. Orange, yellow, you can kind of make that out. Over here maybe, I don't know. But it's got some very nice rattles, you can hear that. And the fact that it dives quite deep is nice. I can fish this really slow, just above some cover, and it's going to bring the fish out with the rattles and this nice color. Very good for actually both clear and stained water, these colors. I like it a lot. Then my favorite spinnerbait. I love this color, the black and the blue, especially in the colder winter times. I don't know why, but darker colors seem to work better in colder water. I don't know why. Maybe somebody else can tell me why. I don't know. But this one in particular, I've only got one blade on here. I've taken the second blade off just for a slightly more subtle presentation. The bass are going to be very finicky. They're going to be very suspicious of anything that comes around, and they're not going to eat just about anything that comes past them. So I've scaled down the presentation a bit. It's a smaller skirt as well, smaller profile, and I can fish it nice and slow as well. The next one is a jig, and I'm sure you've seen plenty, especially in the States and other places like that, guys fishing plenty of jigs in the colder months. Now what's important, and what doesn't normally come with a jig, is the trailer. Now a trailer, I'll take this one off quickly, a crawfish type plastic bait, with little paddles or something, quite chunky, nothing too thin, and then all you do is you slide it onto the hook at the bottom, lift the skirt up, and there you go. All that does really is create a nice body. It creates a slightly bigger profile because the bass are going to be hungry. No, the bass are not going to be hungry. Because the bass are not hungry, and they're eating purely either reaction strike, they want to conserve as much energy as possible. So they're going to try and eat the biggest thing that comes past them instead of chasing around smaller fish. So you want to beef up your jigs a bit with a nice thick trailer. And these kind of colors, very natural colors. In winter, try and stick to natural colors. Browns, greens, even whites. I mean, whites mimic silver baitfish and things like that. So try and stick to those kind of colors. Try and avoid way out colors, purples and all that. You'll probably catch fish on them. I think the natural colors gives you a better chance, in my opinion. Now what I have done, and you might not be able to see this either because this camera just refuses to focus, what I've done is I've taken the top part of this jig. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, that's a bit better. I've taken the top skirt, so obviously there's two pieces to a jig skirt, the top and the bottom, if you fold them. And what I've done is I've taken it just above the head of the jig and I've cut it. So I've taken that off and cut it, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but these little legs now stand up, and if I shake them like this, you can see they're very lively, very active. I've done that for a couple of reasons. One, because I saw it on YouTube, and two, because when I tried it, it worked really well. And when I tested it, what it does is it creates the effect that, you know, you have like a crawfish or a crab, something that's sticking its pincers in the air and shaking them around, and it creates a kind of aggressive approach for the jig, and it really worked well. My strike rate went up quite a bit after I did this. So give that a try. That's my tip for your jigs. Put a trailer on, definitely. Something with little flappy paws or a paddle tail or something that'll move in the water when you move it, and then give it a try. Cut off the top piece of, or the top skirt just above the head, so it flares up like that and creates little wavy legs and things in the air. It also looks like little tentacles or feelers or something. That's my advice. Stick to natural colors. Scale up your baits. Make them bigger, bulkier. You're gonna catch bigger fish in winter. Once you find the fish, once you know where they are, you're guaranteed to catch bigger fish. Now on the soft plastic side, one of my favorite baits to throw is this Ouzo. It's a funny name. It is the Ouzo ribbon tail. Now this is a 10-inch worm. This is big. But it's going to catch a big fish. You're not looking for small fish. You're not bothered with a 500 gram, 750 gram, even a kg is small for winter. You're looking for your 2 kg, your 3 kg, you know, and those kind of categories. So you're going to want to throw a bigger bait. Now these you can work slow, because there's so much action. One, you know, pull of your rod makes a lot of movement. So, you know, something like this, again, darker color. This is a June bug color. It's what I like to use. So what I would do normally with this is I would rig it up Texas style, with a fairly large hook that you can't see. Oopsie. I think this is a number 2 art hook, and a thick gauge wire. Itchy eye, itchy eye. A thick gauge hook. You're going to want something that, you know, if a 3.5 kg, even a 2 kg fish bites, your hook's not going to bend out. It's the last thing you want. Fishing is going to be tough, so the last thing you want to do is bend out a hook on a fish. I mean, why lose a fish because your hook bent? So get a hook with a good size wire gauge. This is a fairly strong one. I can't bend that open really. And make sure they're sharp. The best way that I've learned to test if hooks are sharp is to take your hook, the point, take your thumbnail, and just put it on your thumbnail and try and pull it. Try and scrape your thumbnail. If the hook sits in your thumb and you can't pull it over your thumbnail, your hook's sharp enough. If your hook is dull, you're going to put it on there and you're just going to scrape your hook point down because it's not going to catch in your thumb. Make sure it's big and bulky. And make sure it's a dark color or natural color. It doesn't have to be dark, natural color. Don't go and throw a bright luminous pink lure during winter. But hey, if you do catch a bass in winter on a bright pink luminous lure, give me a call, please. I'd love to know. Just drop me a message on Facebook or something. I would love to see that. I really would. Yeah, so good luck for the winter fishing that's coming up. But then the exciting pre-spawn happens, and I'm sure we'll do a couple of videos about that. Get off your butt, out of the fireplace. Not out of the fireplace, don't be in the fireplace first of all. Get away from the fireplace in the movies, get on your boat and go and do some fishing. For those of you who don't have a boat, it's going to be tough. But you can still fish, you know, find a dam wall, find some rocky structure, and you're bound to catch a fish. And look out for some big things happening on the channel. We have some potential sponsors coming on board, and some other big things happening, so we're moving quite fast, and you don't want to miss out. For now, Better.